taken a whole lot of video yet. Pretty cool. The road back there was super red. Not so much right now. So this is the 3-Step Hideaway, kind of a legendary tap place. I wish I made it here last night. This would have been so fun. Another time. Yeah, really cool. Sage up there at the door. That would have been really nice. This pretty country. Teepees in the back. The inside of the bathhouse at 3-Step Hideaway. This would have been so nice. I gotta come in here next time. I gotta stay here. So cool. So cool. All right, so I'm out here in the Manti-La Sal National Forest. So I got a mountain pass coming up, the Geyser mountain pass. They said it was, I stopped at 3-Step Hideaway quite a ways back, and she said it was closed and there's a detour, so I'm not really worrying about the route planning around it. Things are looking good. However, there's some thunder going on. You can see the mountain range just over there. You see, the sky can't really make up its mind. Like, there's obviously rain coming down over there. You know, all throughout there. Actually, the camera helps go. Maybe Honda. And then clear over there. But I'm heading that way. So that should be fun. I really don't like having just me out here with my bike and thunder and lightning. So just kind of taking my time. Anyway, there's that. However, I did spot just up here. I do have bear spray because I am in National Forest land here. But a quick tutorium hath led me to find. I'm gonna pick these. Mother of pearl. Big bunch. Pretty cool. I don't know what kind these are. So that's cool. Anyway, we're in the Manti-La Sal National Forest. It just rained. It smells so dang good up here. I can't even describe. It's so nice. So, I'm gonna record a little bit forward. Hell yeah. So Geyser Pass. Pretty cool. There's some deer. More of Geyser Pass. So hoping to see some of those deer in this meadow. It's just really cool seeing all that rain coming down. There's a little birdie. Good riding, really, really fun. The smell is unbelievable. It smells so good. And it's cool, you can see some canyons kind of over there. So there it is, Geyser Road is closed. Or the road to Geyser Pass, I should say, is closed. So, here's that thunder, damn it. So, gotta figure out a workaround. No big deal. All right, so more updates on this Geyser Road closure. So this really sucks. There's no way around roads. There's just no roads unless I go all the way around like 50 miles. So that's tough. So there's a trail north of here that looks like it's for like cross-country skiing and snowshoeing, but it's summer, it's August. So I wonder if that's going to be a problem. Also, it's Sunday, so I don't think they're going to be working. I don't hear anything. There's nothing. There's no one around here. So, trying to work this out. Geyser Pass was shut down, and so now I'm over La Sal Pass. They're trying to get back. Wasted a bunch of time. Had to ask someone for fuel because I was getting real low. But anyway, let bygones be bygones. Let's do this water crossing. My boots are gonna get friggin' soaked. I know it. I only have like 2 minutes left on this recording. This looks pretty deep. There's one over there. Oh shit, there's actually a boot. Trying to keep my feet above water. No, didn't work. Didn't work. Fuck. Ah, damn it. Both feet in. Both feet soaked. You know, it's kind of a good point to go over the technical part of this here. So I kind of just ramble on here about how I think I'm going to approach this part. La Sal Pass, I keep calling it La Sal Pass. I interchange the two, but this was a pretty difficult pass. I don't know what Geyser was like because obviously it was closed, but this was really rocky and really kind of rough. I'll put a few photos up of what it looked like, but it was just miles of this kind of V-shaped road that has been washed out, that hasn't been maintained in forever. And so, I was the only one on this, which was kind of nice for how slow I was going. But just a lot of these rocks, and I was super wary of just going slow and not overdoing it because I didn't want to drop the bike again and have another problem. But this was extremely rough, and I wound up descending 5,000 feet in 2 hours just getting down this pass to get into Moab. Much better. Thanks, guys. It's my welcoming party. Oh, they didn't really look too happy to see me. Go to hell. Not you guys. That pass. Why do they have to do road work right now? So I just came up and over that. Obviously, I think it was through this guy here. But yeah, that was rough. Here are the canyons, though. I need to get to Moab. Here we go. I don't know if that's Moab. All right, quick overview. This is probably gonna die. La Sal Pass, very rough road, 4x4, high clearance required. Very rough pass. Very, very rough pass. Not recommended. That was terrible. That sucked. But we did it. We learned a lot from Ophir. Well, frankly, all of them. Mostly Ophir just because of the rocks. It's just one big burn area. All right, not doing that again, ever. So day 5, Moab, Utah. Drying my boots out from those water passes. I got drenched. Those are super dirty. Did my clothes. That's my little drying rack situation. Just got most of my gear kind of bundled up, and I'm just getting changed right now. Goal for today is, I don't really know. Part of me wants to hang out in Moab because I've never been here before and I've wanted to spend some time here. But I don't really know if doing it on a motorcycle trip like this makes a whole lot of sense. I'm just always worried about the bike, and I probably shouldn't be, but I don't want I don't want to see something get taken or stolen. I'm gonna try to go to the power sports place here and get an oil change. It's probably premature for that, but after everything it just went through, it'll be cheap enough to do. Imagine going up there like a pickaxe and just kink, kink. Pretty cool. Not a bad line right now too. Would have been kind of nice, but I gotta be on my way. Just gonna show some of the roads here. Looks pretty cool. You know, not too bad. A little rocky, but nothing crazy. You know, with a first and second gear type situation. Oops, I'm gonna change my map here. Guy is really sweet, but damn, does it get a little testy. That is terrifying. Just hearing that noise out here out of nowhere. Imagine if this was just late at night and you were like maybe camping over that ridge and you didn't see this. I mean, you probably could from just over there, but what if you didn't? And you just sort of, whoa, ding, ding, whoa. Oh, you can actually see the pump moving. Oh, that's cool. I gotta get up close. So yeah, this is the Dubinki well. This is in nowhere, Utah. Built in 1937 by the Civilian Conservation Corps. This thing still moves. I mean, let's assume this thing hasn't broken down or, you know, hasn't been replaced or anything. And at least the majority of the time since this was retired, I didn't see on that little plaque over there when this was retired, but has this thing really been turning for 90 years? You know, a little less, actually. Jeez. Out here in just barren Utah. This is the most desolate it's been so far in, well, the entire trip, but all of Utah. A lot of the rock cliffs has kind of gone away. You can see some right back there, but these are just kind of boring mounds. None of the red. A lot of the red is gone. You can see some all the way back in there. I don't know if it'll even pick it up on this camera, but that's gone pretty much. But it is nice seeing some man-made stuff. Well, I'm not really, but I've done 56 miles in, geez, 6 hours. It's 2 o'clock. So, I don't know why I just kicked it. So, you know what? I'm going to try to do a smart thing, and I'm going to go on this rock. Come on over. And come right through here. Get washed off a little bit. Thank you, thank you. And my boot. Damn, that got covered. And then, easy. So I haven't seen any wildlife. Like, nothing small, no rodents, nothing bigger. So this was my view for probably 4 hours at this point. It changed a little bit, but what you're seeing is essentially this whole part of Utah. So again, this is between kind of Moab and after Arches and between Green River, Utah. Just little water here and there, and that's it. Cool. So there's some humanity right there, empty, pump station or something, probably for that water line. There's a Red Bull can right there. Ooh, I didn't think of that. These cactus cans, ooh, if they were to puncture my tire, I could get a flat. I might have to double check that. Little route I planned to get around here. I didn't know it crosses a freaking creek bed. That's pretty steep right there. That's like, it's a pretty steep drop. Damn. All right. Okay, so my camera mount just cracked. That sucks. I gotta find a place to buy a new one. Damn, that really sucks. That was so stupid. Fuck. Anyway, here's my situation. I planned a nice route. And I'm just gonna pause here. So what you're about to see was the scariest part of the entire trip. I got up on these train tracks with this detour I planned, thinking that it had a crossing over it. It didn't. I get up on the side of the ballast here and I think maybe I could just pop my tire over it and get around it. I've done that before. But I didn't notice that the bike was leaning over, and this happened. Oh, God. You just watched that whole fucking thing happen. Ah, shit. I gotta get out of this. So that panting is real. This freaked me out. The bike fell on me, and I'm facing uphill up this train track ballast. So gravity is working against me here. So I first try to just lift the bike. That's not working. I try to turn the front wheel with the handlebars to see if I can use that leverage to lift it up. That's not working. I drop my 2 bags there to lighten the load. I use my other foot on the seat and obviously my 2 hands to lift the bike. That's also not getting it up. I honestly start to panic a little bit. I'm not worried about a train. I can see for, miles. And I'm far enough away from the tracks that I'm not too worried, but I'm wondering if I'm pinned and I can't get out of this. So it took me, I call it Hulk energy, I had to yell out. My voice was hoarse afterwards at how much I had to push this little Honda just to get it up off of me and get out of there. But yeah, this was another really not fun situation. So then I got back on the bike for the rest of the detour, and I was met with a ton of mud. Now I know. Leave the bike far back. I took the front fender off and come and scope it out. See what it's like. All right, so this is actually pretty solid. This does not look very solid. Oh, actually, it's loose, but it's like a 1/4 inch deep. No, there used to be a bridge there. Then this is just still running water. All right, so, and then that I can just tell, that's fine. So this is actually not that bad. So my game plan is going to be to come through this rut. See, I would also consider going up there. You're not really supposed to, but, you know, rules are meant to be broken, whatever. But this is clearly bad. But now dropping off on the end there and then dealing with that first bit could still be too much of a pain. So yeah, this actually isn't a big deal. I'm almost done for the day. Almost to Castle Dove or whatever. Look at all this. I just traveled over all that horizon. I was on the other side of that ridge today. Not even today, like at 3 o'clock. That was a very scary detour I did, I'm not going to lie. That was really, really hard. Emotionally, honestly. Physically, not so much. Just the trip's starting to wear on me a little bit. That's the good thing. It's just, you know, I'm starting to get settled into the you know, the day-to-day of this whole thing. And, you know, it's, I don't know. This sounds very negative, and in a way it is, but it's also the truth. It's not that the novelty is like wearing off, because it's definitely not. Like the thought of finishing and all that is still clearly there. But I think I was looking so much to Colorado that now that I'm in Utah, I'm starting to just kind of just get in the swing of things. But I don't know. It's also being alone. And today in particular, I have not seen that many people. Even on the really bad day in Colorado, I still saw people here and there. And I had nice sights. Today was just particularly lonely. So anyway, on to Castle Dove. We're not that far now. Linoleum floors, just really nice. So I'm gonna take the bike outside. So yesterday was really rough. Really rough. First day was nice in Utah, but just, you know, the desert, all the stuff I hadn't seen before. But then I planned to work around because I didn't really want to repeat all that desert stuff. So it was going to cut my time in half. But then I wound up going on this one part near Green River that was by railroad tracks, and that was really rough when I dropped the bike and the bike fell on me. I pretty much documented that. That was really scary. That was, you know, ultimately I wasn't too far from a town. I still had service. I could have called, you know, but how long would it have taken me to get there? Would they have found my directions properly, even with giving them my coordinates? And then my foot's still pinned. It would have hurt. It hurts a little bit today, but not that bad. And then getting back up and then going through all that mud just on that side, then going on the highway and getting pulled by trucks, almost thinking I was getting pulled over. And then getting through all the mud in that one section of Utah that was just fighting me on every turn, but luckily, you know, I got around it. So anyway, I'm gonna go try to wash the bike, grab a bite to eat down here. There's really nothing open. There's like nothing in this town. And then hit the road and try to make it closer to Tooele. I'm really trying my darndest here. These guys are wild. Well, not wild obviously, but they don't know anything about what I'm doing. Yeah. I love this national forest. The roads are super nice. It smells really nice. Easy riding. Somewhat got people in it, so that's really nice. The bike is kind of shining today. She got a nice clean after all that mud. I'm really relaxed because I'm foreseeing at least this beginning driving being really nice. There's a lot of campgrounds. There's a lake I'm probably going to jump in. I gotta look at these guys. I haven't seen these yet. Actually, you know, I don't know if I'm in National Forest anymore. Should probably check that out. Look at this. Wild horses. First time. Oh shit, there's a lot of them. Holy cow. There's the white one, the blue one, I forget what they're called, but damn. They're walking towards me. So that's kind of new. Cool. I don't think I noticed those houses over there. Look at these horses. This is sweet. This is a little terrifying. Jeez. So like I had mentioned, day 5 was a pretty tough day, not just for some of the things I had to go through, but also some of these really desolate parts of Utah that were just, best way to describe it is eerie. However, the riding you're seeing here is a pretty stark contrast to that. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the country now, and even 2 weeks after the trip, I'm still thinking about it and sort of longing to be back here and riding these roads. Just really peaceful, beautiful country, and so just enjoy a few minutes of riding here. So I haven't recorded in a little while. This is coming out of Ephraim, Utah. Really cool time at lunch. I'll talk about it later. This is like moon dust. Oops, see, the bike almost leaned over again. See, I'm not doing that. This is really rough riding, but there's a ton of cows here. Otherwise, I mean, sorry, not rough riding. Just downhill, just gotta take your time, not a big deal. But there's so many cows I had to move. It's fun. I just got into actually a lot of, not sand, but this really fine, almost concrete dust. So, look at that. Here's another fun thing, these gates with all these no trespassing signs. Sam's route is known because it's all publicly accessible, you're not trespassing, all that, and that's really important when you're doing a trip like this. But these gates around here have really been confusing me. You can't block off a road, but you can block it off and leave it accessible so your livestock doesn't come through here if you don't have a fence going through it. That's my understanding, at least. So what you do is you undo the chain or whatever, I'm gonna twist my ankle on this cow guard, and then you bring your bike through and then you shut it behind you. So that's what I'm gonna do. Well, here's where I'm staying for the night. This little RV park, little tent spot here, kind of right next to this road. Not ideal, but they have showers and laundry in there. Got here at like 7:30ish, $20, pretty good deal. It'll be nice to just kind of relax and have some sunlight and cool off. So on day 7, I took a break from the Tat and went up to Tuel, Utah, where I met Alice, my grandma. She died when my dad was 9, when they lived in Tooele back in the late 60s and early 70s. I'd never been here before and I never met her, so I figured I'd plan this detour to go say hi. I didn't take a lot of footage from this day, as I spent a lot of the day just kind of reflecting and spending some time talking with family. But after I visited her, I wound up spending a little more time in Tooele before I left and went up to Salt Lake City. Alright, so just got a tire change here in Salt Lake City, in Riverdale, just north. Got a new pretty aggressive knobby. It's a Dunlop, what is it, DX6, I don't know, something. Not as big as I'd hoped, but it'll work. Just nervous about getting on the highway with it. Adjusted the clutch again. It's been a little weird getting into lower gears, so I'm hoping that fixed it. I tightened the axle, made sure of that, so she's looking pretty good. I'm going to adjust my seat pad now, get my gear lift inside, and then hit the road. So I was having issues downshifting on the 125. I thought it was clutch adjustments. I did a couple clutch adjustments. Didn't have any effect, and then only just a couple minutes ago I noticed this, so I'm gonna reach around to the downshift lever. That's just me keep pressing down. So I know generally how this assembly works, so I'm kind of waiting for it to cool down. I want to drain the oil and see what's going on in there. So at this point I was a little concerned with that noise, and I was faced with a decision. I either keep riding and hope that it's not a big deal, and then possibly face it becoming a big deal and threatening the trip, or I decide to tackle it now while I'm in somewhat of a major city, see what's going on inside, but then also risk not being able to put it back together again because I had not done this before on the 125. Luckily, this clutch assembly is not too different from the 50cc, 70, and 90cc motors that are on the Z50, CT70, and CT90 respectively. So I took it apart, didn't see anything obviously wrong inside of it, and after kind of thinking it through, I decided to put it back together. Now on this bike, you have to, at least without any special assembly tools, you have to lay the bike on its side so you can stack everything up and put the case back over. So I did that, I got the case line back up, bolted everything back in, was hoping that I wouldn't be dealing with a big oil leak because I did rip the little gasket on there, but whatever I did wound up fixing it, and I didn't have any other shifting problems or noises for the rest of the trip. So thankfully that bet paid off. This is pretty cool. They're doing prescribed burning right now. I've never actually seen this happen. It smells terrible. Last bit of Utah, heading to Idaho. Pretty. And so with that, Utah was over. Crossing the state line into Idaho was another bittersweet moment, kind of like leaving Colorado. I had really not a whole lot of expectations for Utah besides what you could see really on camera and from a couple of their TAT videos, but you know, when I titled this Unraveling Utah, that's what it felt like in the moment, and that's what it felt like leaving. It was a lot of kind of varied experiences, topography, plants, animals, things like that, but it was definitely probably one of the most complex relationships I have with the state now after everything. And there's even some stories that I didn't get on camera. Like when I stopped at a rest stop and there was, you know, in the middle of Utah, and there was a guy working there and he saw my bike, and just like a million places, I would almost say every place I stopped at, someone came outside to say, hey, I used to own a CT90. He asked if I was a fan of history, and he says, well, I got a story, it'd only take a minute. Well, 1 hour later, he's finishing up his story about chasing mines in the Utah desert and feuds he's had with other local treasure hunters, not to use that term despairingly, but anyway, so Utah was just really cool, and this video was long kind of for a reason, and I included some clips that may have no value to you, but really interesting time, and really glad I could see this state in such an intimate way.